No,
my week, I think I experienced racism for the first time in like years.
Where?
But it came from at work.
Well,
So yeah.
Do you know them ones? Yeah. Do you know the type of racism? If you explain it to white people, they don't fully understand that it's racism. So, without going too much detail into my work, so I was signing a document for someone to leave site because you need to make sure you sign it, and 3 people have to sign this thing. Person 1 signed, person 2 signed, and I came to sign. And this guy was a German guy. Context. He looked at me. I was wearing jeans and a hoodie. He looked at me up and down and says, "Is this security?" Because then I'm thinking, I'm looking at him. I was like, "Why did he think?"
Wait, who did you say that to?
Me. It's like, say I'm standing beside you.
Are you security?
No. Say it's me and then my other co-worker are standing beside each other. They've already signed up documents. So I came down to sign. And I'm signing it. And this German, like, he's looking at me and I'm like, then he looks at my co-worker and says, "Oh, is this your security?"
Okay,
that's racism, man.
I'm like, why did he think me was security?
Maybe you misinterpreted it.
Okay, tell me. Maybe I did.
So maybe because you're so close to your coworker and you weren't like laying off.
Okay, so you think because of the distance I was from my coworker,
possibly
he thinks I'm being security.
Yeah, possibly.
You know what? I started doing that thing where you start to try to rationalize why he would say that. I was like, is it because I'm in work in jeans and a hoodie? I don't. You know, some they say professional attire. Some people you're button up. So then I'm looking at my coworkers. These ones are wearing leggings and they're like they don't look professional either. Man. So I'm looking. I'm like, that was the first time. And then I'm trying to explain it to like, I'm in a group chat where other like Asian and white people. And I'm trying to explain. It's like, oh, the one German guy looked at me and had one look at me up and down. He just assumed that was security, and they honestly didn't understand why. They said, why is that racist? He just and. Then I got it. I was like, it's one of those things that it's so subtle because I work in pharma, obviously. So in pharma, he does probably encounter a lot of black people. So when he sees a black person signing a document, in his brain is an older German guy. His brain probably just told him, I don't see these people. And when I do see black people, probably when his encounter with black people, they're probably security in places. And so him seeing me and just his first mind went to, he must be security. But I was like, me explaining that to white people, it's a thing they're gonna be like, they just don't understand that these little subtle things. And maybe sometimes I hear,
it is a subtle thing.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I hear I'd hear women say, "Oh, the way he talks to me like that because I'm a woman," and I don't fully understand it. But it's like only they would understand that little subtle. He's talking down to me because he sees I'm a woman and he's mansplaining the situation.
That's like, remember the time I told you I got kicked out of my house for no reason. The girl. What's funny? What's funny?
You hush her?
Not anymore. I got kicked out.
Like evicted?
Yeah, I got kicked out. What they did?
What'd you do?
All right, so I didn't do anything. What? What's funny?
No,
this nigga don't believe me.
Was the contract over?
No, okay. So this is what happened. Yeah, I went to the house view and like they literally picked me out of 9 people. Like the landlady lets them pick anybody, whoever they want to live with, because them living in the house, innit? They literally picked me out of everybody. They were like, "Cool, we want to live with you, innit?" Like a year goes by, I've seen my landlady twice at this point, and I get a phone call from unknown number. Turns out it's my landlady. She's like, "Oh, we're not renewing your lease," and I'm like, "Why?" And then she's like, "Oh, so I lived with a girl named Chloe and a guy named, I don't even know what the guy's name is. He wasn't even there anyways, right?" So I had 2 of my friends in my room, and apparently instead of Chloe texting me or just knocking on my door saying you guys are making too much noise, she called the other housemate that wasn't even in the house to come home so they could bitch about me. And then they texted the landlady in the morning, and her exact words were, "I was terrified to go to sleep."
Allah. Yeah, man. Some people just be doing extra.
See, you were chatting before we got. Maybe it's on my go. You were chatting. You said you changed the song, and all of a sudden you're in trouble because of it. You think, like in that action, you think your appearance plays a factor, that they look at you, they look at.
For black people, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, let a white nigga go step like this in town. They be, yeah, what's up, bro? Black people crossroad. This person like, oh, like one time, yeah, I asked a fella for a smoke, yeah, to roll a joint, yeah. Then he goes, "No, sorry, but I have no." And I watched him buy a full packet in the shop. So cool. So then I go, you know what it is? I said, let me test. I asked my wife and I go, "John, yeah, go ask this nigga for a smoke." My guy, yeah, bro, no worries, bro. Here, bro, take. I'm not, bro. Come on, man. Like, just cause I'm dressed, he's just, bro. In fact, I won't lie, we're dressed the exact same, yeah. And it's weird, but it's fucked up. I don't know. That's why we were dressed the same. I asked him, bro, go ask for a smoke. He got a smoke. So I got vexed, man.
You got vexed.
I got vexed. I go, bro, why? Like, what's the difference between me and him? Nah, bro, it's not even like that, bro. I was a bit terrified. Of what, though? What are you terrified
So
of?
if you're terrified, would you not give it so you can go away?
Bro, man, I don't, that terrified thing is annoying. Like, do you guys get it? Like, anytime you go out, white people always like, oh, the size you, I'd hate to fight you.
You're
I
a
get that
unit.
all the time.
Yeah.
You're a fucking
You're a
unit.
unit.
I know it gasses him. He's like, all the work I put in the gym is working.
Look at this guy, bro. That describing you or some man.
Yo, I'll give you some tips, bro. After this, man.
I'm fine with that.
It was the first time probably in a minute where I felt like, because it wasn't like your direct type of racism that white people wouldn't understand. They didn't call me a black bastard or a black cunt or whatever. So it's kind of like, oh no, they won't get it. It was just but it took me back a bit. I was like, no, I haven't seen these things since I was back in Barbrick.
Would you prefer to be called a black cunt than that? So subtle racism.